Welcome to Run With It, BC's only running, fitness, and health show. On this episode, we're in conversation with CEO David Turner of Regenerex Health Corporation. And back on the show, we're in conversation with Dr. Teresa Nicasio, who shares some back-to-school healthy eating tips. And we have Doctor's Corner. And coming up later in the show, we'll announce the winner of our online contest, and it was your chance to win a pair of Skechers shoes. But first, let's go to our interview with Cliff Cunningham of the Vancouver Eastside 10K. Check this out. Cliff, thank you for coming on the show, Run With It, and what is your role?
Hey, I'm the race director of the Vancouver Eastside 10K from the Canada Running Series.
And it's the 4th annual Vancouver Eastside 10K?
Yeah, it's our 4th running this year. We're really excited. We're expecting about 2,500 runners, and right now we're about 75% sold out.
Oh my goodness. So I understand there is the 10K championships happening?
Yeah, we're the BC Athletics 10K Championship. We're also the last race in the Lower Mainland Series and the second last race in the BC Super Series as well.
Wonderful. And who do you expect to be competing?
With those, we have a great field coming out. We have Eric Gillis that just ran the marathon in the Olympics, Jeff Martinson, Dylan Wicks, Rob Watson on the men's side. On the women's side, we have Leslie Sexton coming in from Ontario, Dana Pidereski, Catherine Watkins. Just a great, fantastic field up front.
You know, not everyone's an Olympian, but it'll be a great opportunity to participate in the run.
Yeah, we like to say at Canada Running Series, we're for competers and completers. So, you know, we like to have a nice, solid race up front, but we want to make sure that everybody, no matter where they are in the pack, has a great time.
And tell us about the route.
We were talking about the route earlier, and it's deceptive. It looks flat on a map, but once you get off that viaduct and come down onto Prior Street, it's got some wavy, rolly hills, and then you'll be surprised a bit. It's a good test of character.
And you know, fun but challenging. And so I understand that your event is Go Green. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, there's a few initiatives that we have. Tom Skinner, my course director, he is really spearheading a big campaign. Our Scotiabank Vancouver Half Marathon in June is gold certified by the Council for Responsible Sport. 3 years ago, we had just 2 garbage bags of waste after the whole event was done. This year, we were negative waste because we encourage hard-to-recycle items like cell phones and running shoes to come in as well. And we follow those same initiatives as we do for the Eastside 10K as we do for the Scotia Half.
I think that's a wonderful initiative, and you know, saying that, well, how is your event different then?
Hey, we with the competers and completers, our green initiatives, and as well, we work with 4 great local charities on the Eastside 10K. The Downtown Eastside Women's Centre, Breakfast Clubs of Canada, that does breakfast programs on the Eastside, Greater Vancouver Food Bank, of course, with their food bank throughout the area, and Watari Support and Counseling. And they each have a integrated role in the Eastside community and really positive efforts.
That's wonderful. And if people want to know more about the race or register, where can they go?
Hey, it's pretty easy, eastside10k.com, and all the information is there. Highlights of our sponsors, Pearl Izumi, Distance Runwear, Power Bar, Oasis, everyone. You can check it all out, eastside10k.com.
With me in the studio, I am pleased to have as my guest today David Turner, the CEO of Regenerex Health Corporation, formerly Algae Biotech. David has extensive international experience in the nutritional and health industries. David was previously the CEO and chairman of the largest mechanical ingredient company in North America. Welcome to the show, David.
Thank you for the invitation, Christine. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. So what is Regenerex Health Corporation and how did you get involved?
Well, I got involved about 6 years ago when I first met James Owen, who at that time was trying to grow this very difficult to produce algae out on the family farm in Agassiz. And we've stayed in touch all of this time. And last summer, I got a phone call from James to say that they were finally ready to commercially produce the product. So I went out to the plant, met the team, and just fell in love with it again. So I joined them at the end of last year as their CEO.
And this was in 2008 that James...
That was originally the case, yes.
Wow,
yes.
It's fascinating. What is Astaxanthin? I think I pronounced it right,
Astaxanthin, yes. So Astaxanthin is the one product you've probably never heard of that you should be taking. We actually used to consume it in our diet, and you're probably familiar with it because it provides the pinkish hue to shrimp, crab, and salmon. But unfortunately, our diets have changed over the years, and so farm salmon today no longer contains the original natural astaxanthin, but instead a colorant.
So it's hard to produce, right?
It's very difficult to produce, and we are one of the only companies, we are the only company in Canada that manufactures astaxanthin.
Wow, and what are the benefits?
The benefits are quite broad. First of all, it is an antioxidant. It's nature's most potent antioxidant, and it has amazing anti-inflammatory effects. These range from everything from brain health, eye health, heart health, cardiovascular health, to helping with aches and pains. And in the case of athletes, I think they'd be pleased to hear that it, because it improves your overall well-being, it provides significant relief in the form of recovery. So many athletes take it in order to improve their overall performance.
So it's good for joint pain.
Yes, it is.
And so basically the athletes are taking this and it's approved by Health Canada?
Yes, the product is approved by Health Canada, and we also have approval to sell the product in the United States. And in fact, in order to get the US FDA approved dosage of astaxanthin per day, you'd need to consume about a 16-ounce wild salmon.
So tell us, like, how potent is it? It's like 6,000 times?
It's over 6,000 times more potent than vitamin C and 500 times more potent than beta-carotene. And one of the unique features of it is that, as we mentioned, is that it crosses the blood-brain and the blood-retina barriers. So what does astaxanthin do for algae? It actually protects it against a harsh environment. And so in our bodies, it provides much the same protection, hence anti-inflammatory, but also it provides help, for example, to the skin. A lot of people find a slight increase in the amount of water retention, so it helps reduce wrinkles, and it also provides a great barrier against the sun as a natural sunscreen.
I mean, it's wonderful. And would you apply that on your...
You don't actually need to apply it. No, you can consume it as a gel capsule, which is the form it comes in.
And so when do you see the results?
Typically, people experience the benefits within 3 to 6 weeks, which is extraordinary. And so we have many great testimonials from people that we've received taking our product, and we have a wide range of athletes of different disciplines who've found great benefits in the areas of recovery. But it's not just for athletes. Anybody that's an active adult would benefit from taking our product. So the product has been around now for about 20 years, and it is supported by over 180 different studies which have been published. So it's really quite a remarkable product, and it's one of the fastest growing product segments in North America today.
And then I know we talked about 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C and more than 500 times stronger than
beta-carotene.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so who are the athletes that you can tell us about who is taking this product?
Okay. Just to name a few of them, Paul Romero is an adventure racer, an ultra marathoner based in Squamish, BC. And he's been taking the product for many years and switched over to Regenerex Astaxanthin probably about 4 months ago now, and is feeling a significant improvement with that change. We also have Cheryl Bost. Cheryl recently won the CrossFit World Championships in 2016. A young man called Taylor Reid, who's now 25, and he is one of Canada's most popular and up-and-coming triathletes. So he recently won the Victoria Ironman Championship, race back in July of this year. And then to maybe mention one more, there's a young lady called Alison, who is Canada's strongest woman.
Wow.
Yeah, so
the list goes on.
It goes on, yes.
And so if people want more information, where can they go?
The best place to go is to our website. So go to regenerex.com. That's regenerex.com. And on the site, they'll also find a hotline, so they can also call that number and speak to one of our healthcare professionals.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you very much, David, for coming on the show, and I'd like to have you come back.
I'd love to. Thank you very much indeed for having me.
Thank you. With me in the studio is a very special guest, Dr. Mark Wang. We are pleased to have him on our Doctor's Corner segment of Run With It to discuss the importance of dental health for an overall healthy lifestyle. Welcome to the show, Dr. Wang. I'm really happy to have you here.
Pleasure to be here, Christine. Thank you.
So my first question is, when did your passion begin to become a dentist?
Well, growing up in Southern Ontario, my teeth weren't the greatest as a child. There weren't any dental plans. Dentistry was sort of expensive at the time, so my parents took me down to the dental school in Toronto to get my dental needs addressed, and that's where I first encountered the dental school environment. And I thought, this is kind of a neat place to be. I spent so much time there, and I had all my dental needs addressed as a child there, and that's what sparked my interest.
Yes, and Dr. Wang, you remind me of that cartoon, the Christmas cartoon, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the dentist. I've always wanted to be a dentist. That
Hermie is the name of the elf on that show, and my friends have purchased and gave me as a gift a little Hermie ornament that hangs on my Christmas tree every year. So yeah, that's my favorite part of that particular show.
That's cute, even though the name. What do you like most about being a dentist?
I think it's just, every day helping people, addressing their needs, and meeting all kinds of all people from all walks of life. I mean, that's a very rewarding part of it, the human interaction of my profession.
That's wonderful. And what services do you provide?
I'm a general dentist, Christine. So I'll do routine fillings, crowns, bridges, some orthodontics, things like that. Most general practitioners would do what I would do. Yes.
Wow. And Dr. Wang, how important it is to keep, to have healthy teeth?
Oh, extremely important. I think one of the things that I never really realized was how important and how your teeth impact the rest of you. I mean, having a good, healthy set of teeth allows you to enjoy all the different types of foods that are available to you, and that'll help you maintain a healthy lifestyle.
And can you cite some examples if you don't take care of your teeth?
Well, a lot of the times some of the things that I deal with are people with missing teeth, right? And missing teeth will inhibit your ability to perhaps chew and enjoy certain foods that you might enjoy, or that you should be having. Lean proteins, crunchy vegetables, things like that there too. You'll need a full set of teeth in order to maximize your enjoyment of them.
Yes,
yeah.
and chipped teeth or chipped tooth. With that being said, I read a report about flossing, or research saying that you don't need to floss. I've been flossing all my life.
That's a controversial topic that made the news recently there, and my response to that would be, just because there's an absence of proof doesn't mean there's a proof of absence. And what I'm saying is there's no real hard evidence to suggest that flossing is beneficial or isn't beneficial there, right? But just because there isn't a hard, fast study doesn't mean it doesn't help. We do know that gum disease has increased incidence of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and strokes. So I'm not going to stop flossing just because of that. So.
Yes, you don't believe everything, right? You do your research.
Absolutely.
And also, what are some tips to take care of your teeth? I mean, brush your teeth twice a day, or like 3 times maybe?
Mm-hmm. I think the big thing would be to limit the amount of sugary things that you actually have during the daytime. I mean, that's, we all know that starchy, sugary foods, sticky foods, things like that there too, will stay on your teeth longer, right? And that will certainly lead to increased incidence of cavities and gum disease and things like that there too. So just limiting your amount of time like that, and of course your regular routine maintenance of seeing your dentist regularly as well.
And how do you maintain a healthy lifestyle?
Well, I'm fortunate enough, Christine, to live reasonably close to work, so I can walk, I can ride my bike, things like that there too. Stay active with my kids and try to spend as much time with my wife as I can, just taking after dinner walks or perhaps running with her as well. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And it's taking care of your body, running or exercising. Just have to be running, be walking, whatever the case may be, but also taking care of your teeth is an important part, obviously, and that's why we're talking. But if people want more information, where would they go?
They can go and just ask their regular dentist if to for advice, and you can always go to the British Columbia Dental Association's website as well for information, or the Canadian Dental Association's website. There's lots of information online.
And if they want to reach out to you, where would they go?
They would go find me at Greystone Dental Clinic. My website is greystonedental.ca, pardon me.
Perfect. And I want to thank you very much, Dr. Wang, for coming on the show. And we're going to have you come back and talk more about the importance of overall dental health.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll be right back.
I'm Cliff with the Canada Running Series, and you're watching Run With It.
And now it's time to announce the winner of our online contest. It was your chance to win a pair of Skechers running shoes. And the lucky winner is Sandrina Del Silva Lemos. Congratulations, Sandrina. Joining me in the studio is Dr. Teresa Nicasio, the author of Yum, Plant-Based Recipes for a Gluten-Free Diet, a psychologist and a gourmet raw food chef, a nutrition educator. She's won numerous awards, including the 2015 Gourmet World Cookbook Award as the best diet book in Canada, and a prestigious 2016 Best in the World Award for the same category. Teresa is a mom who brings together psychology, her skills as a chef, and her personal experiences with food allergies so that delicious comfort food is easy enough for everyone to make and enjoy, even kids. Today, Teresa will be sharing with us tips to help kids eat healthier food and not even know it. She'll also be demonstrating a sugar and dairy-free buttercream frosting from her book Yum that will rock your world. Wow, it will. Welcome back, Teresa.
Thank you so much, Christine.
My goodness. So we're going to talk about having kids eat healthier food, and what can they do? What can parents do to help children eat healthier foods?
Yeah, it's such a challenge because the food that we have accessible to us in the stores and the standard food is full of addictive agents. So it's no wonder that not just kids, but actually us grown-ups, a lot of us are also junk food addicts. You know, whether we like to acknowledge it or not. But I think what I'm really trying to do is present a different perspective where it takes into account psychology, the psychology of reducing shame, because when people think, oh, I'm a junk food addict, or I'm eating junk food, they feel bad about themselves, and that doesn't help. Then it increases the emotional eating. I'm wanting to find ways to creatively meet where people are with where their taste is, but change the ingredients themselves so that instead of a standard buttercream frosting recipe, you look it up, is usually around 4 cups, about 1 pound, 4 cups up to about a pound of icing sugar, which is, if you can imagine, and this says, servings like 6 to 12. And this is what we do for birthdays. This is what we do for life. So finding ways, creative solutions using food science, which I've brought my skills in, and my chutzpah for being kind of crazy about challenges and problem solving. And I've been able to create some really delicious recipes like this that would be a way that we can meet our kids where they are, because they're wanting they want the sugar, but even though this has no sugar in it, and it has no sucralose or any of those kind of other yucky, unhealthy things, and cookies. So finding ways to do that is important.
Well, Teresa, what are some ways, like gardening with your children, cooking with your children? Are there a couple of tips?
Yeah, so I have, I like to think of it really simply. If we can garden with our kids as well, that you're talking about, then, which is so fun, and you can see my daughter really wanted to be on the front cover of the book, and we grew this from a seed, which is, I'm so proud of that romaine lettuce. When you start growing the food in the garden, and then the peas come up, or the kale blossoms, before you know it, your kids are eating kale, they're eating their peas without even being asked. They're sneaking around to get those blossoms, or
they're involved.
They're involved. They're picking the blueberries. They're picking the strawberries. And that's as fresh as it gets. Yeah.
And cooking can be fun. You involve them in cooking, and I see peanut butter cookies, healthy ones.
Right. So how do you get your kids to cook? Now, if you're going to say, "Hey, kids, let's make a kale salad," they're going to roll their eyes and run as fast as they can the other way. But if you say, "Hey, kids, let's make peanut butter cookies, and let's make a buttercream frosting, peanut butter buttercream frosting to go with it. Are you game?" They'll be like, "Oh yeah," and then we can put then we can put things on it like chocolate chips and cacao, chocolate, or nuts or whatever. So your kids are going to say yes. Now, one thing I wanted to mention though, because Yum is an allergy-friendly book, I've tried to find ways to have alternatives for ingredients. So there's a lot of kids who have severe nut allergies, so nuts won't work, but you can use other seed butters. I was going to bring today, but I forgot to bring it. You can use there's a soy, a non-GMO wow butter that has no nut products, no seed, nut or seed products, and so it makes it a really beautiful thing. So I want to teach you this because I've talked about the frosting. This is the lemon buttercream frosting, and the peanut butter buttercream frosting is a variation on that, where again, very low glycemic, diabetic friendly, and it doesn't use any butter, margarine, lard, shortening, or sugar.
It looks delicious but healthy.
It is. It's all of the above. So what we're going to do, the other thing I'm going to say with kids, another way when you're cooking is have like fun little toys. I mean, we all love kitchen toys. So you get like little things, little spatulas. You can have big spatula for mommy or daddy and little spatula for kids, and colors. You see all the colors, that makes them happy too. So I'm just going to start putting the ingredients. For this frosting, it has 7 ingredients. That's it. So what this is coconut cream, which is basically just, you buy it from your regular supermarket, organic coconut milk, full fat. You get a good quality from young Thai coconuts. Now, I'm going to mention, because we are on under the lights, the final, how it's going to end up, I'm not sure how firm it's going to be when we do it, because with the consistency, you want it to be a certain consistency to be frosting, and that will be, you can alter that then. If it's too loose, you can put it in the fridge. So we'll see where it ends up. Okay, so I just put in actually an important ingredient. I'm going to put in the nut butter, and in this case, peanut butter. And it's a little bit hard to get the peanut butter out because
it's like peanut butter, right? It's kind of
it's gooey.
It's gooey.
This is what we like. If we didn't have the goo, I don't know that we'd be so happy. All right, so we'll get the goo in, and then. But I want to mention that this is a very important ingredient because this is harder to find. Not impossible. It's not. It's at Whole Foods. It's at Choice. It's lots of places, but you can also get it online. I like to get a lot of things online because sometimes it can be a good price as well. But I also get these at. I got this at Whole Foods. But I want to mention this is coconut butter. But the top of the coconut butter, and I mentioned that tips like this in the book, is actually coconut oil. So coconut oil is different than coconut butter. Coconut oil gets gets watery at room temperature, but coconut butter stays firm. I'll just show you one of these. It's kind of like a hard thing, right? It's much harder than coconut oil. All right, so those are some of the gooey things. I'm going to add also the maple syrup. Now, one of the things is we want to do things to taste. And what I've done for this, because we're doing this to make peanut butter cookie sandwiches, I've halved the recipe. But this is, I'm going to be adding some maple syrup, and you can use more or less of it. And then we're going to do 3 other ingredients. One is called chicory root inulin with stevia. It's not regular stevia. If you use stevia, you'll ruin the recipe. I get it from New Roots. It's a fantastic product, very inexpensive, but it's mostly chicory root inulin, which is a prebiotic, which feeds the probiotics. And then it has the tiniest bit of stevia in it. So we're going to put some of that in, and we're going to throw in a tiny bit of salt to really make the flavor pop, tiny, tiny, tiny bit. And then we're going to put a tiny bit of one of my secret weapons in Yum, which is cardamom. Cardamom, it's again, it's a standard ingredient, but it just turns the flavor, and I love to use it. So I'm going to be making a bit of a racket.
Yes. And that's okay. It won't last long.
And it won't last that long, which is great. But again, your kids can do this. I mean, all this, what we're doing is so doable that they can throw it in. And then here we go. So cover your ears if you need to. Here we go. I'm going to pulse it a bit first to get it going. Make a racket. Okay.
It's there.
This is good enough, yeah. So I'm going to
Good.
just show you. So it becomes very creamy and delectable and gorgeous.
Wow.
But what you were just mentioning is you need to taste, and that's one of the privileges of cooking, is you get to taste.
Oh,
and you want to
thank
make
you.
sure it tastes right. And crazy good.
Very good.
Yummo. All right. Now, here's the question. I had wanted to do this where you can actually do this, but I think it might be a little too soft to go through the whole process. But I will show the basic concept of this. Is you can then make, and in the book I talk about the peanut butter cookie sandwiches. So you get 2 of the peanut butter cookies, which are also super easy, and kids love to make those. And then what you can do is you put the frosting inside, and you smear it around, right? And then you put the lid on it. And because this is quite soft, what you would do is you would immediately put this in the fridge. However, but I want to show this cool thing, all right? Some kids can't eat eggs. And then what do you do? I was thinking about how you can do different kinds of things. Like Easter, you do like Easter decorations. Well, what would happen if you instead did decorations where you would make cookies and you would make each one a little bit different?
And that looks wonderful, Teresa. But we will wrap up right now, and I see it looks yummy.
The idea of that. I just want to mention real quick, but you can do is you can sneak in hemp seeds, it can be chocolate chips, it can be, this is banana flakes.
Right.
Or nuts
And
or
coconut.
But I was going to say is if your kids are diehard junk food addicts and are like, that still isn't good enough, it should be, then if you have to pull out, if you're making something, if you got to pull out the sprinkles, I do not believe in sprinkles, but if your kids are having a hard time not eating junk food, then if you put a little bit of that other stuff that you normally wouldn't want to give them, it's okay, because we're talking about progress, not perfection.
Wonderful.
All right.
Some great tips, and thank you so much for coming on the show, Teresa, and we'll have you come back.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. If you have a question or comment on today's show, go to our website on the screen. Until next time, run with it. Run With It is sponsored by Be Well TV, Firma Energy Wear, Greystone Dental Clinic, Hype Hair, Mallory's Fashion Network, Nike Canada, Regenerex Health Corporation, Skechers Performance Canada, Vancouver Eastside 10K, West Coast Wellness and Skin Health Center, and YumFoodForLiving.com. Run With It is brought to you by the Vancouver Eastside 10K, September 17th. For more information, visit eastside10k.com.